Why? Just why? Yo, what's up guys, my name is Mr. Freeze2244 and welcome to this month's roadmap. This is the Season of Wrath, the Season of Sin roadmap. I'm going to be showing you all the stuff that's coming this month of October and going into November. This is going to be the final part of the 7 Deadly Sins DLC. We don't really know what's coming after this, but they did say they were going to cover content in 2022. Presumably that's when it comes out on Steam in January, so I'm presuming they're holding stuff back for next year. They have to be, because if you're looking at this roadmap, it is there's no other word for it, it is garbage. It is complete garbage. Clement said this is the best roadmap that they've done. Is he serious? I have to believe that he's lying now, because this is just not it. This is probably, I don't know if it is the worst that we've had in Hitman 3 so far, but it is pretty close. What I should do one day, really, is get an old Hitman 1 or Hitman 2 roadmap and compare it to today's roadmaps that we're getting in Hitman 3, and it will be night and day. I need to do that in a future video. Let me know if you want to see that, because I would like to go into more detail on that, because this is getting ridiculous. But nevertheless, I'm going to go through it as usual, and I'll go through one by one and show you when all the stuff's coming out. So starting from the top, from the article, you can follow along if you want to. The link is going to be in the description. So it says that the Season of Wrath storms into Hitman 3 on October 26th, which is today, brings the 7 Deadly Sins campaign to a close with an almighty firefight. In the 7th and final act, you must go deep into the mind of an angry Agent 47 to plan, adapt, and survive against relentless enemies. You'll need to be faster and smarter to outmaneuver your opponents, and unlock firepower of your own to turn the tables of the attack. It's Dartmoor by night, and if you come out on top, you'll unlock a new sin-themed items and a suit for your permanent inventory. So the unlockables are going to be the raw flash grenade, which is going to be another flashbang. It's just reskinned. The only difference is this is going to be a legal item rather than an illegal item holding in your hand. We have the temper suit, which is actually pretty decent. I quite like that. It's a very nice looking suit. I'll give him that. It looks very, very cool. It reminds me of JC Denton from Deus Ex. The next thing we unlock is the Shaska Beast, which is going to be an assault rifle. It looks pretty much exactly the same as the regular Shaska, apart from maybe the grip is a little bit different pattern, but apart from that, it looks exactly the same. The name of the escalation is called the Wrath Termination, so let's go into more details about that. The final act of the 7 Deadly Sins campaign is based around the Sin of Wrath, so buckle up for a grand finale that will test your survival skills and decision-making prowess. You will need to defend the manor and yourself against the enemies that will stop at nothing. The Wrath Termination Escalation takes place in a nighttime version of Dartmoor, where you'll embark on the 3 stages of increasingly difficult combat against ruthless enemies. The action is strategic but intense, and the enemies are heavily armed and increasingly difficult to take down. If you survive, you'll be able to unlock firepower of your own to get an advantage. Of course, this escalation is also where you'll unlock new synth-themed content to add to your inventory when in use across the world of Assassination. I'm curious to can we actually bring along items during this escalation? That would be cool, as opposed to a lot of escalations that we've had in the past that we're not allowed to actually bring any items in, which defeats the whole purpose of this, the world is your weapon, and you can bring in the power of freedom, all that kind of stuff. It's just... Okay, so that's coming out today. I'll be covering that in a video at some point today. Hopefully we can still get a silent assassin on it, because it seems to be a very always alert situation, which I'm not sure about at the moment. It sounds interesting, but as long as we can get silent assassin, I'm all for it. Next thing on the agenda is the Hitman Halloween, the Mills Reverie. So if you're new to Hitman, this is a Halloween-themed escalation taking place in Hawke's Bay, and it's taking place in Orson's nightmare. So he's having a nightmare, and you're basically a part of that. And it's a really cool escalation. Actually, it's probably one of the best, if not the best, escalation that we've had in the entire series of Hitman, the current generation of Hitman, and it's really cool. I really highly recommend playing that escalation. We did. A lot of people in the community have been asking can we unlock this pumpkin outfit to use across all the other maps? And IO Interactive ignored that feedback. and decided not to, and they decided to just give us the items that we've already got. For the new players, of course, these are new items for new players, but I believe they should have given us the this Halloween pumpkin head outfit as well. I think it would have been a cool item to unlock. I'm not completely sure why. They've done this, but I don't know. Anyway, it says on October 26th, which is today, Halloween will start in Hitman 3, and it's the start of Never-Ending Nightmare for Orson, a well-known character from Hitman 2's opening mission. In the Mills Reverie Escalation, you will infiltrate his dreams and make it a night to forget for the forgotten man of Hawke's Bay. Over 3 ever-complex stages, you will progress through an escalation that will constantly challenge your expectations. Make it through all of the stages, and the tactical wetsuit and the bat shuriken are yours to keep. The Mills Reverie Escalation will be available between October 26th to November 29th for all free starter pack players and permanently available for Hitman 3 owners. So in the live stream they did say this was like a temporary event and it's only available for a limited time. Obviously they've gone back on that and they've changed it, so it's now a permanent event for all Hitman 3 players. If you are a free starter pack player, it is only a limited time contract. So it's only limited to the people that are free starter pack players. That's good news. So we can play this whenever we want to in the future. If you're looking for a guide for this, I'll leave a link to that in the description. I've already covered this in Hitman 2. I'll be surprised if it's any different in Hitman 3. If it is any different or anything like that, or you want me to cover this again, let me know in the comments. I will consider doing this again, but today's my priority is going to be the DLC, of course. So maybe we can get on that tomorrow. Next thing is the new Elusive Target. So available from October 29th to November 8th, we have a new Elusive Target taking place in Chongqing, in China, and he's going to be called the Rage. It says the next Hitman 3 Elusive Target takes Agent 47 back to Chongqing for a limited time challenge. It's the first Elusive Target in Chongqing, and it packs a punch. Your target's codename is the Rage, and they've arrived in Chongqing, but might not hang around for too long. He's a former middleweight champion who's on the run for taking one fight too far. He didn't get the nickname Crusher for no reason. So make sure you're on the toes for this one. You'll have 10 days starting on October 29th, and as always, watch the briefing closely and pick your moment to strike. So obviously there's going to be, well, that's interesting. It tells you to watch the briefing closely. We'll certainly be doing that. So that's available from this Friday coming. So in a few days' time, we can access this Elusive Target for the next 10 days. It's taking place in Chongqing, in China. Next is the location rotation. So every month they've been giving the Hitman 1 maps for free to allow new players to experience these older maps. And this month is going to be Hokkaido. So the location rotation swings into gear for another season and gives all players the chance to enjoy a much-loved location from World of Assassination. This time round it's the final location for Hitman 1 and fan-favourite level. Get ready to check in at the hyper-exclusive Gamma facility and enjoy everything that Hokkaido has to offer for 10 days. From the hot springs to yoga and even some life-saving surgery, there's something for everyone at the location that holds many secrets. Revisit it now with all the weaponry and items that you've unlocked through your career and try to top your high score for Doki Doki Pow Pow. Good luck. So that's available from November 4th to November 14th, so you'll be able to play that for the next 10 days. Next thing as well is something you do not understand. I don't understand it, never will. Why? Just why? The Fugitive is the Hokkaido Elusive Target, coming from November 12th to November 22nd. Whilst you're in Hokkaido, why not hang around long enough for the arrival of another Elusive Target, the Fugitive, who takes being elusive to another level. Elusive Target gives you no mini-map, no instinct, and no second chances. That's not true. It does give you a mini-map. They're even harder when your target undergoing facial reconstruction surgery. Bring all your Hokkaido mastery and know-how for this ultimate Hitman challenge. Collect clues as you go and discover which patient is your target before making your move. Find the right target, get out alive, and you'll be able to leave Hokkaido with the white yukata. So if you are looking for the white yukata, then this is your chance of getting it. I just don't understand why they brought back this Elusive Target again. They have the Surgeons that we've only seen twice, and the Fugitive we've seen about 4 times now. I think this is like the 5th time it's come back. I just do not understand the logic behind keep bringing back the same target again and again and again. You've only got 2 elusive targets for Hokkaido. How about using the other one, which is a lot more interesting than this one? Because all this elusive target involves is pin pricking at some guy with a bandage on his face and trial and error. If it's not the target, you restart. If it is the target, great. That's all this elusive target is. It's not interesting. It's very, very boring, very straightforward, and you don't need to unlock any clues at all. It's it's trial and error. Easy peasy. But I just don't know why they keep bringing back the same elusive target. You could use the surgeons. Why didn't you use the surgeons? It's actually quite an interesting elusive target compared to the fugitive. The fugitive is just, you've got 3 potential people. All 3 of them got bandages on the face, and you've got to either gather clues or wait for Diana to tell you who the target is. Pretty much. That's it. Next on the agenda is featured contracts by IO Interactive. After a successful debut in their season of Envy, IO Interactive are stepping up to the plate again to create Wrath-inspired contracts for the season of Wrath. The featured contracts will be added to the game for all players to experience. Just like last season, 3 IO Interactive developers will be creating 1 contract each based on their own preferences and interpretations of Wrath. We'll share details about their contracts and how they went about creating them closer to the time of their release. Look out for 3 contracts in-game from November 18th. So if you are interested in featured contracts specifically by IO Interactive developers, then you can access those on November 18th. Next is featured contracts by the Hitman community. Right off the back of the first batch of featured contracts this month comes another one from the Hitman community. Their creativity and ingenuity knows no bounds, but this month will be encouraged to unleash the firepower or get spooky with the Wrath or Halloween themed contracts. Hitman 3 featured contracts also come with a milestone rewards, offering unique, fun and themed items to expand your arsenal in new ways. This batch of contracts will take the total available to past 70, which will trigger another unlock that will be added to the game. For this milestone, it's a long requested unlock that's available to everyone who hits the magic number of 70. It's available from November 25th. So the feature of contracts unlock is called the Professional Screwdriver. Complete featured contracts and get rewarded. It's been that way for a while, and the season of Wrath is no different. You've already looked at the glorious image of the professional screwdriver, so you know exactly what you're getting. For many players, this is the final piece of the puzzle, the chance to complete the set. You've got the briefcase, wrench, measuring tape, hobby knife. Now it's time for the screwdriver. A simple tool, but deadly in the night hand. So this, we've got the hammer as well, and we've got a wrench. I mean, is 47 a carpenter in his spare time? What is this? It's also a powerful item that allows you a myriad of gameplay opportunities throughout the world of Assassination. I would disagree with that. The only time the screwdriver is ever useful is when you're trying to basically dismantle or sabotage a plug or a socket or whatever you want to call it, or basically just stamp a water cooler. But you can use a pistol for that, so it's a waste of an item slot. So I would always recommend just bring a pistol and just shoot the plugs, or just shoot the water cooler, or a knife. Use a knife for that. But it's the best knife in the game, I guess. It is. It's not a bad item at all. It's just there's so many other unlocks that they could bring in the game that would make the game so much better. But they just refuse to put something powerful in the game. And I'm not completely sure why, apart from upsetting the few people that care about leaderboards. I can't think of any other reason for it. I mean, they already removed the electrocution phone. I keep bringing that up, but it's always one of the things that really irks me. Because why remove it when the majority of people enjoyed using it? I don't know. Next is the Polar Survival Suit. The Season of Wrath brings a new challenge and a new unlock. In early November, the Polar Survival Suit will get its moment to shine. First introduced in the Crime and Punishment Sniper Assassin mission, which is the one that takes place in Russia, Siberia. Hitman 3 players now have the chance to bring 47 down from the snowy mountains onto the other locations from World of Assassinations whilst being fully protected against the cold. You never know when a cold snap might arrive in Sapienza, of course. Either that's a joke or it's a hint to a potential bonus mission in the future in Sapienza in a snowy condition. That would be really cool. The Polar Survival Suit is the reward for completing a brand new challenge in Hokkaido. If you've got it in you to become the ice-cold cowboy, you'll have the Polar Survival Suit in your inventory as of November 4th. It's that simple. Okay, so we'll do that. What could that be? Ice-cold cowboy. So we have a cowboy in there, so that's Yeah, whatever his name is. Can't remember his name now. Completely off the top of my head. I always forget names. I'm really bad with that. But yeah, it's ice cold. I'm not sure what that would be. Unless it's probably drop a stalactite onto... Well, an iceberg. Not an iceberg. What am I talking about? Icicle. That's what I mean. Use an icicle to take him out. Probably. It's probably going to be the challenge. And then you'll unlock that outfit, which will pretty much be useless on every other map. It would look completely out of place on pretty much every map. I mean, it's an extra suit, I guess, but yeah, it would look out of place on every map. It really would. But yeah, that's it. Here's the final roadmap. So from the top, we have the 7 Deadly Sins, Act 7 of Wrath. That comes on October 26th, which is today. Also on today as well is the Mills Reverie Halloween Escalation, October 26th. October 29th to November 8th, we have the Rage Elusive Target in Chongqing. Next, we have the Hokkaido location rotation, so it's available free to play for all players between November 4th and November 14th. During that period of time, you'll be able to play the Fugitive Hokkaido Elusive Target between November 12th to November 22nd. November 18th, we have IOI Interactive featured contracts. We have Hitman Community featured contracts on November 25th. You'll be able to unlock the Professional Screwjob by completing 70 featured contracts. And from November 4th, you'll be able to unlock the Polar Survival Suit by completing a challenge called the Ice Cold Cowboy in Hokkaido. So that is everything for this particular Season of Wrath. I'm not completely sure what's coming up in the future, but we'll get to that when they reveal more information. But for this video, that's going to wrap it up for this one. So let me know your thoughts in the comments about what you think about this month's roadmap. I get the feeling that I'm being quite negative when it comes to these roadmaps, but at the end of the day, all of this stuff that I'm saying is genuinely something that bothers me, and I feel like it needs to be voiced, because I feel like all this stuff shouldn't be swept under the rug, you know. But let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'm interested to see what you guys think. Thank you very much for watching. Feel free to drop a like on this video as well. Subscribe if you want to the channel, and hit the bell notification to be notified of all future videos and live streams. Consider supporting me on Patreon or even becoming a member of the channel by clicking the join button below or clicking the link in the description. Shout out to Argel, Isaiah Blake, Paul Lily Bedry, Mark Davis, Constantine Mueller and Cooley Lee for becoming top tier Psycho Assassin members. I shall see you guys in the next video, which is the Season of Wrath Escalation. I'll see you there. Cheers.